Welcome to another AriasWave update. Okay, so you've probably seen a few comments being made that are totally useless garbage, right? From people that I presume to be trolls, people who claim to be in the game for a long time, except they're using AriasWave. Okay, now, why would you be commenting on some guy's videos if you have 13 years of experience trading? Why would you bother? In fact, I went and had a look at this person's profile, and well, not only do they not have many followers, but they haven't posted in what, a year? Okay, I'm not going to name any names, right? I just want people to understand that it's how you come across, right? It's the words that you say. That's what I pick up on. Okay, you can try and word it however you like, but trust me, I can tell what you're trying to do. And unless you start showing some respect, my friend, things are going to get a little bit funny. And I like to get funny. In fact, I like to crack jokes in my videos. I don't like to be serious all the time. In case you didn't know, right? But no, seriously, don't troll people. Okay, unless you can substantiate your claims. Don't go saying, oh, all I asked him to do was a recount. Yeah, I do recounts all the time. In fact, all of my videos are always updating the count. That is the whole point of what I do, right? I do have a program. The program is me. I'm AriasWave, okay? So you could technically say that I'm flogging myself. Well, you know, because I'm AriasWave and this is the channel, so I'm promoting me. But the thing is, right, that you don't need to say these things and then use them as as like some kind of way of trying to like go back on your crappy attitude, right? And then try and get responses from other people in the comment section, right? What we're talking about here has nothing to do with what your knowledge is, right? Now, if you're into Elliott Wave, Elliott Wave has nothing to do with AriasWave, and you have no idea at all what AriasWave is. Okay? So just get your crummy butt out of here because I don't want to see you around. Otherwise, I'm going to go through all of your videos and I'm going to give you my honest opinion on each one of them in a very nice way. Okay? I'm sure that won't be very hard to do, right? Now, rant over. First, I just want to explain that whatever analysis I have done during this period here is irrelevant because we've already established the end of wave B. Okay? So if you just happen to tune in the last one or two videos, well, obviously you're not going to understand why it doesn't matter at all if your count is not correct straight away. Once you have already determined that you have a completed wave B, all you're looking for is a break of the high of the start of wave E. You can't go back down below the red line, which is the end of wave E, once you have cracked above the start of wave E. Because if you do, then the count is wrong. This whole count is wrong, completely wrong. I have to go back to the drawing board and yes, relabel, recount. This is what I do, okay? But you still need somebody to do that for you. Unless you know how to do it yourself, right? Why would you even go online looking for people to try and help you? What would be the point of that? There would be 0 point to anybody making any videos at all. No, nobody's always right, But in my particular case, I have a framework in which I work with. Okay, I always say this. It's not AriasWave that's the problem. It's the interpretation that you're looking at it. Are you seeing the waves the way that they are supposed to be? Have you identified every wave within every single correction that is within a correction? A wave has its own correction, it's called B. D wave has its own correction, it's called B. C wave has its own corrections called 2 and 4. Right? E wave has its two corrections called 2 and 4. Unless it's a type 1 weak wave E, where in that case you get a whole bunch more corrections because it's a variance. It's a much more choppier and complex pattern, right? But my job here is not to teach you that now. I mean, come on, right? So it's kind of like this, right? You go back here, right? You go back here, and you can call that an A wave. Why? Based on AriasWave. If you're going to look at Elliott wave, I don't know. Maybe you might say, oh, maybe this is a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5. All right, look. The only reason I put these labels on here the way I do, it's not actually for you guys. It's actually for my members, right? I do explain from time to time so you understand why I do it, but I'm not going to sit here every single video explaining to you what AriasWave is. Okay, it's just there's no point to it. You can go back through the videos. I've even got the bullish series on my website just so you can go and have like a reference point and maybe try and understand what it's about without having to spend $1, right? Because I don't care about that. My job is to teach people, loyal people, respectful people, right? So even if you were going to buy my program, I don't want you as a customer. It's as simple as that. You've proven that you are not the kind of person who should be in the AriasWave community. It's as simple as that, right? I just want loyal, respectful people. That's all, okay? And if you ain't one of them, you ain't one of them. You ain't going to change overnight. Leopard doesn't change its spots, right? So now that we've determined that we have the B wave in place, okay, we just need to work out what this is. Okay, so far I've relabeled this in the last couple of videos. So we have wave 1, it broke above. Okay, so we have this triangular pattern, which is not an Elliott wave triangle, right? That's garbage. Just because you get price action that creates a triangle shape, that does not mean that it's a triangle based on this Elliott wave BS, right? It just means that the particular waves that happened at that particular time, right? There was the bulls and the bears. They were balancing themselves out in a way which contracted into a triangular shape, okay? The people who came up with Elliott wave didn't have computers. They couldn't do the extensive research that we can these days, switching from chart to chart, from tab to tab, from 5 minute to 1 minute to hourly to daily to weekly to all the information that we have today. They didn't have that back then. There is absolutely no way that Elliott wave is in any way, shape, or form reliable. So if you're still using that, that's like using a pocket calculator as a supercomputer. I mean, really? Like, what is wrong with you? Why do you think I took so long to try to figure it out? Because I know that it's wrong. I know there needs to be a better way to do it. Hence why I just want you to give me a little bit of respect because I share it, right? I don't have to share it. I could just make money, except I like to teach. I have children. Do you have children? Right? I love to teach my children, and one day I would like to teach them how it works too. Because people need knowledge in this world. A lot of people rely on the mainstream media. They rely on whatever they hear on Elon Musk tweet or whatever else comes out of other people's mouth and stories they post, whatever, right? Blogs, tweets. Okay, so I know this is a rant. I'm going to call it a rant. So you could even skip it if you don't want to hear it. I really don't care. Okay. So we've got here what I believe to be wave 1. Ended up here. This pattern here is a wave A. It's giving me all the signs of a wave A. If you look at the STR chart, this wave 5 went a bit lower. So it just gives me that little bit more bit of evidence to suggest that, yes, this is a zigzag. And then we had a B wave up. This is an expanded type 2 zigzag, right? So it's not your regular zigzag. And then you had a clear 5 wave move, okay? Now, I've created this triangle here because I do believe that this particular wave 2, which will end some point around here, right? I do believe that it will contract before it resolves to the upside and pushes this thing straight through the all-time highs and keeps going, right? I don't think that this thing wants to hang around the all-time high. I think that maybe it'll mess around a little bit, but not too much. It'll kind of touch around it a bit. But then I think what this is trying to do is consolidate to the point where it actually just goes straight up, okay? Now, you want to call me delusional for telling people my projection based on AriasWave, something that you have no idea about? Dude, just switch to another channel. Go watch a channel on AriasWave or something. Go watch a channel on a guy who does AriasWave mixed with Fibonacci and RSI and Bollinger Bands and every single kind of ribbon moving average. Your whole thing looks like an artwork that should be in a museum, right? Maybe you should create an NFT out of it, right? Go look at that, right? Go look at Magic Poop Cannon. I'm pretty sure he's got exactly what you need, right? But right here, what we try to do is we try to establish exactly what we're seeing. Yes, it can be wrong. As we move along, we make the adjustment, right? And when we do, well, then you can expect something to happen, something big, right? But until we have not, until we've completed what we call wave 2 in AriasWave, you can't say jack. You literally cannot say jack about anything. The interesting thing that I see here about this triangle is that the midpoint happens to be on this dotted magenta line, which is the end, the start of wave E, which is the confirmation area. So not only did it break the confirmation area, it, like I said to you, I think I said to you in like a couple of videos ago, right? And it's exactly the same, exactly that has happened. It's going to hang around this area. It's going to hang around here, right? And that's a good thing, right? If you would have seen this go straight down, then obviously we had our 5 waves up. This is some kind of weird Elliott wave top if you're an Elliottian. And you're going to see this go straight down, right? But you can see quite clearly that the B wave even went above the end of wave 1, which means we have strength, we're expanding. We saw D, it came back to retest that triangle. Did you see it go below the triangle? No. And then it became part of another triangle, which is why I keep telling people you can't use triangles in the Elliott wave the way that Elliotticians do, because that's just all BS. It's just a balance of forces. Creating an apex, if you understand what the pattern is, you're going to know which way it's going to go up, right? If you look at Elliott wave, they tell you that, okay, this is a triangle. Sometimes the triangle can go up and then down, or down and then up or straight down. I mean, what the hell is that? That's not even a strategy. That's like observing a shape and saying that the worm is going to come out, potentially could come out this side or that side, or maybe it could like crawl around the whole thing and then go back in. I mean, are we children here? Like seriously, are we children? Right? Because in the comments, unless you've got something good to say, right? Or funny. I like funny comments. I like compliments. I like, but if you're going to troll me, at least do it in a way that's constructive, right? Not just, oh, I thought that you should do a recount because you're effing wrong. Like seriously, or you could go back through all my ideas and say that I'm effing wrong, right? But I correct as I go, and I have a framework for correction. You try to do that with AriasWave. You try to be wrong in an AriasWave count, right? And then go back and then try and recorrect that count, right? That's why this guy that I checked out his video, he stopped posting a year ago. Actually, it's more than a year ago this guy stopped posting. Why? Because AriasWave, you don't have, it literally drives you crazy trying to figure out what it could possibly be. What could possibly be that combination, that triple, double, triple, it sounds like a bloody McDonald's order, right? A combination of triple doubles and and WXYZ, because we don't like the start of the alphabet anymore. We want to make it look like we're intelligent. So we're going to use the end of the alphabet, WXYZ, right? I find it to be the biggest joke in history. And the people who come and troll here, who are Elliottians, I find them also the biggest joke in history by default. I don't blame you. It's not you. I blame the people who tried to bring this thing back and didn't actually improve on it, right? That's the thing that annoys me. I've actually spoken to the guy who did the seminar with Bob Prechter back in the 80s. I was in touch with him, right? The guy, I liked him. He sounded like a nice guy, but I think he just, some people just don't have that open mind and that vision that is required to succeed in this complex world of waves. I really just don't believe they have that. I'm sorry, right? So it's a legacy thing. People love brand names. People trust brand names. You know, the oldest brand names survive. Sometimes they become a bit monopolistic. But my goal is to give you everything that I have learned over the last 10 years, right? Condensed into every piece of video, every piece of argument, every piece of point that I make, right? And I'm building a community of like-minded people, like-minded people who can help me on my journey, right? To form a community where we can actually come up with some really good, innovative ideas to help us move forward. So you can either be a part of it or don't be a part of it. Either way, I'm still going to do it. I don't care. I love it. I do what I love. You should do too. Why would you waste your time doing something that you don't love? Okay. Now, if you love coming onto my channel to comment, that must be what you love doing. Hey, I can't knock you on you doing what you love. But best believe what goes around comes around. And if I don't like something, I'm going to react. I'm sorry. Right? With every action comes an equal and opposite reaction. Just remember that. Okay? So now we've had what appears to be a C wave. We're still within the triangle. I expect to see something like a D complete and then an E before we break up in wave 3. Okay? So you had to wait that whole video to hear just those words. Okay? And if you don't like it, I don't care. It's not my problem. So hopefully, you know what I'm going to say. Hopefully you found this video informative and interesting. Thank you for watching.